radical Islam and this entire 20-year war on terror, where we tried to basically classify half of the world as being potential terrorists that were out to kill us. When the reality of the situation is that the vast majority of Muslim people are beautiful human beings, and they are not a threat to anybody. But I think that a lot of people on the right still have that echoing propaganda in their mind that, like, oh, I remember seeing these videos of these beheadings by ISIS or whatever.
Right.
And it just triggers that in them. Consider the death and carnage that has been created by the American empire over the past 20 years. I mean, no one comes close to what we've done.
Right.
So it's like, you know, if we're going to point the finger at radical Islam, and I'll grant you, there is plenty of finger pointing that's necessary there, we have to point to our culpability in that process. So much of their radicalization is because of the American empire. 500,000 kids starved to death or lost medication and died in the hospitals in Iraq during the 1990 sanction regime under the Clinton administration. There's a reason that these people have become radicalized. We have to look in the mirror. And that doesn't justify what they do when they kill innocents. It's just as evil. Collective punishment is always wrong. What happened on 9/11 was absolutely wrong. But what we did to the Iraqi children was so evil. And we just don't look at it. And then because we don't look at that, then we look at the reaction on 9/11 and we go, oh my God, these monsters. And it's like, no, we're all monsters in this position because we're not paying attention to the casualties on both sides. That's all.
Well, and I guess if you're living in that part of the world and you're watching, you get clips from American media, you're going to see a lot of politicians posturing about God, right? They're going to talk about God. They're going to talk about Jesus. They're going to talk about Christian values. And then you see your village bombed. You see your children starved. You see you've lost family members. I think you could then say, wow, these are godless people. Like if you're going to look at it from a religious perspective, then you'd look at them and say, these people call themselves Christians. And then they were the first ones to stand up there and say, by the grace of God, and God is with me, and God bless you, and God all this, right? And so it would sound like saying, May
God bless our troops.
Right. We say that every time. Right. Exactly. So from their perspective, when you're just getting this, you're thinking, wow, these people are they're Christian, and now they're bombing us because we're Muslims, and they're afraid of they're against Islam. And so you would think it's a religious war.
I always try and put myself in the shoes of the other side and go like, what have they seen? Like why would they actually get to this place where they would fly planes into buildings and kill 3,000 innocent people? Like anytime you try and find the rationale, it doesn't mean that you're justifying it. It's like these people got really, really radicalized, and it's very rare for that to happen. So like, let's figure it out. And I think that's what we're witnessing is like just a multi-decade ignoring of the genuine grievances of the Islamic world against the American empire. And I just, until we're willing to stop that process of death and destruction, I think it's going to continue and get very, very, it's going to get much, much worse. And it's eventually going to land on our homeland. And that's my greatest fear, obviously.